100,000 people live in eastern Ghouta, a pocket of satellite towns and farms under government siege since 2013. Panos Moumtsis, UN Regional Coordinator for the Syria crisis, said an extreme escalation in hostilities had killed at least 40 civilians and injured more than 150 on Monday. The humanitarian situation of civilians in East Ghouta is spiraling out of control, he said in a statement. Many residents have little choice but to take shelter in basements and underground bunkers with their children. The British-based observatory said the latest escalation started on Sunday, and the dead included 18 children. The local civil defense group said warplanes and artillery had pounded Sakbar, Jizreen, and other towns. The rescue service, which operates in rebel territory, said strikes killed 20 people and wounded dozens in the town of Hamouria alone on Monday. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's military gained momentum in the war after Russian warplanes entered on his side in 2015, pushing rebels out of major cities and retaking much of central and eastern Syria from Islamic State. No relief. Wael Alwan, spokesman for the Faylaq al-Rahman rebel group in eastern Ghouta, said there had been heavy bombing throughout the day. There are no ground invasions in the field and clashes, but there is very big shelling and preparatory fire, he said. The United Nations said last week Syria was seeing some of the worst fighting of the war, which is entering its 8th year. The multi-sided conflict has killed hundreds of thousands of people and driven millions from their homes. Malnutrition has increased sharply in eastern Ghouta with hardly any food aid reaching the residents, the UN Office for Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, says. Rising violence reportedly pushed some 15,000 civilians to flee their homes last month, taking refuge in makeshift shelters or basements in the enclave, OCHA said. Eastern Ghouta falls under ceasefire plans for rebel territory that Russia has brokered with the help of Turkey and Iran. Residents and aid workers say de-escalation deals have brought no relief. Food, fuel, and medicine have dwindled. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Monday that Moscow and its allies could deploy our experience of freeing Aleppo in the eastern Ghouta situation, with support from Russia and Iran. Damascus regained full control of the city of Aleppo in late 2016, after years of fighting and months of siege ended with an insurgent retreat. Lavrov blamed armed provocations by Nusra militants, formerly linked to al-Qaeda, for current conditions in eastern Ghouta. The two main factions in Ghouta, which include Faylaq al-Rahman, accuse Moscow and the Syrian army of breaching the de-escalation agreements. They say they have used the presence of a few hundred fighters from al-Qaeda's former Syria branch as a pretext to attack the enclave.